So I wanted to do an updated video of our 25-26 planners. We offer many different options. One of those different options is our teacher planner versus our non-teacher planner. And even if you are a teacher, you may find that the non-teacher is more beneficial to you. I am a teacher. I teach middle school math, but because I teach middle school, I do not find that a lot of the extra pages in the teacher planner, I don't find them as useful. So I actually get the non-teacher planner. It's more like an academic planner. It comes with the same great layout, so you can get all 9 different layouts, the same ones that come in our teacher planner. It's just the only difference is what comes in the back. And I feel like I need less. So I recommend often to our high school and our middle school teachers our non-teacher planner. And it allows you to build your own planner. So let's go over those differences. So again, the layouts are exactly the same. So you're going to have the same beginning. Now this, I have added a clear pocket folder. This is an add-on option that I highly recommend. It allows you to use this like a sleeve protector, but because it's clear, but it also acts as a pocket as well. And we have upgraded our pocket folders this season. They did finally come in, and these new ones do have a closed edge, which is nice because we did get some complaints about papers falling out. Even though I felt that they still worked really well, I did take that into consideration, and we did upgrade our pocket folders. So again, the beginning part is going to be the exact same. You're going to have, this spread here, and then this spread, and then you will, like I said, get the same great 9 layouts to choose from. And I go over that in a different video. The difference between our teacher and our non-teacher is the back. So in the back of our teacher planner will be these 4 tabbed sections. And you will see that we have a teacher tab, a student tab, a notes tab, and a grades tab. So these will not come in our non-teacher. So our teacher has these 4 different tab sections, and our non-teacher planner, the difference between our teacher and non-teacher is just what comes in the back, which is just note pages. So in the back of our non-teacher, at the end, is going to just be 10 full note pages. So it'll end the same way as our teacher planner, but you can obviously add more, but it comes with 10 full ruled notes that look like this in the back. So this is the layout that I choose. I choose the 3 subject layout in the non-teacher planner. It is going to be significantly thinner in terms of thickness of the coil. The coil that we used for our non-teacher is a 7/8 inch coil, and our teacher planner we use a 1-inch coil. So I will do a quick side-by-side so that you can see the difference in the sizes of the coil. And you hold it there. So this top one is our teacher planner, which is a 1-inch, and the one on the bottom is 7/8 inches. And you can tell that there is a significant weight difference between those. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but this one is definitely a lot lighter because it doesn't have those 4 tab sections in the back. It just has the note pages. Now, what's nice about the non-teacher planner is if you want to, you can add any of the pages that come in our teacher planner. So if you're like, okay, I don't want all of those sections, but I do want, I do want the student password page, or I do want some conference schedule pages. This planner is a little cheaper and allows you to do that. So you can add in any teacher resource page that we offer, and we will put it in the back unless you tell us to put it somewhere else. Otherwise, it makes most sense to go in the back because our front has a cover page and then it goes right into, like, there's not like a good place to stick it. So we will put it in the back. And you can also purchase our tabs. So if you want a teacher tab or you want a notes tab, actually that's what I do. I purchase a notes tab. Well, I don't purchase, but I add a notes tab in front of the notes pages. It might seem kind of silly, but it is kind of nice to have a note tab to flip to the notes pretty quickly. And I do add a few more note pages as well. So let's go into the teacher tab section. So we have a teacher tab with the, let me zoom down a little bit so you can see a little better. So this is the teacher pad or dashboard. And then on the back of the teacher tab, a lot of people like to get this tab specifically because on the back of that tab is a passwords page. So this is not a page that's actually printed on the tab itself, which is kind of nice. It's got website, username, password, and a notes column as well. So that is the only password page we have outside of the student passwords page. And so if you want just a password, you're going to have to get this tab. Then after the teacher tab follows the class schedule. And we print our pages front and back. So if you were to add this page to your non-teacher planner when you're building your own, know that the page is going to be printed front and back. So some people don't realize that. So we do print front and back. So if you get one, you're going to get technically two since they're on both sides. Then we have a professional development page. I can make sure we're zoomed in enough. Then we have a conference schedule page. We actually have two of those that are front and back. I thought about it when I designed this that I do conferences twice a year, so it was nice to have a page for, the fall conferences and then the spring conferences. Then we have an events and trips page, an expense record, to-do checklist. This is a common add-on. I see a lot of teachers add this to their non-teacher planner because it's really nice for projects. It's like a nice to-do list to check off for all those things that we have to do. And we added two of those front and back. So technically it's like four. So two front and back pages. Then we have a contact list that's front and back. And that's the end of our teacher tabbed section. Next is the student section. Starts off with ruled notes on the back of the student tab. So if you want to add some notes about your students here, you could. I know some teachers will add like student allergies, like important things that they need to remember and access quickly regarding their students. Then we have student birthdays, which is a front and a back, but it starts with July, and then on the back it goes to January, finally ending in June. Then we have a parent communication log, front and back. I love this page. If you have to document, this is a great page to have, and it allows you to quickly pick if it's an email, a phone call, and so forth. Did you see them in person? You can just circle that. So we have one of those front and back, a volunteer list, student health, accommodation list. We do have individual accommodation page add-ons, but it does not come standard in our planner because most teachers do not need that much detail. We sell a snapshot IEP page as well. Remember to keep those confidential. But a lot of our special education teachers purchase those add-ons, and we would place those after this page if you were to get the teacher planner. Then we have student data. I love this page because I use it for map testing. This is something that I add to my planner. I like to have like their spring scores from the previous year. Then we test again in the fall, winter, and then finally spring. And it's nice to see like what their score was. Did they meet their goal or not? That's usually how I use this. So I designed this with map testing in mind. So you get two of those front and back. So it's a total of 4. Then the last pages in our student section is the seating plans. Teachers often use this for doing seating charts. A recommendation, if you don't want to redraw out your seating plans every time and write your kids' names, I have seen teachers use Post-it notes where they put Post-it notes down, and that way they can reuse these pages. But you will get 3 front and back for a total of 6. So if you do need multiple, you mess up or something, then you've got more. So you've got 3 front and back. Then our notes section. This one's pretty basic. You've got your notes dashboard, more ruled notes on the back. We have two different style of note pages. We have our half notes. We often call them our split notes too. So you will get some of those in here. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5. What makes this a split or a half note is that it is split into two distinct sections. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little title box and another title box here. So it allows you to keep from wasting paper. As if you're taking notes on something, you can reuse this really easily. I know you could just draw a line, but it is kind of nice that it's already designed and set up that way. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 front and back split notes. And then I think you have 5 ruled notes. So there is just one title page at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 front and back of those. And our last section is the grades tab section. On the back of our grades tab, I love this feature, is our easy grader. We have switched to standards-based grading, so I can't really use this as much as I used to. We still are kind of in between where we're still using percents, but many of you are still using percents, and this, I hope, is still very useful. So you have actual correct and then possible correct along the top, and it's just pretty simple to use this, and it's nice because it's on the back of this tab. So if you want this in your non-teacher planner, you can. You just need to purchase this tab, which you are able to do. Then followed is a split note, I believe. Oh, I got this upside down. Yeah. So we have a split half note, and then it goes right into our gradebook pages. So this is considered one spread. So if you were to add on a gradebook page, you would get an entire spread. So it has a front and a back basically, or like a front, I don't know how to say it, but like it's a full spread. So this is meant for one class. So you will see that on the left, it has space for you to write your students' names, and it goes up to 35 different students. And then you're going to find all the different columns. There are going to be 38 in total, but that's across the COIL. But on the other side of the COIL is still meant for the same class, but you can just put their student initial there, or you could put their first name. That's actually what I do, is put their first name there. So that way when you're going across the COIL, sometimes it's hard to be like, okay, well, is that Susie? Is that Bob? I don't know. So you can put their name or their student initial there, and then you get a total of 38. And if you don't have 35 different students, you have less than that. Hopefully you do. You can use like the first student line to extend the topic. I will often do that. I will skip down and put my first student on the second one, and I will use that first line to put like the total possible, like what that scores out of, or use it for like the date. So I know some teachers need a little more space, but you can fit, if you turn it sideways, and write pretty small in there, but just a tip. And then you're going to get 6 of these spreads. So this is meant for one class. You don't have to use this for grades. You can use this for attendance purposes or some other type of checklist if you're trying to keep track of something. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's going to be 6 spreads, which is meant for 6 different classes, and that's going to come in each of our teacher planners. And then the very end is going to have another split note page. You can add these gradebook pages to our non-teacher planner as well. It is an add-on option. So again, this is our non-teacher, where it has just note pages in the back, and our teacher planner, which has those 4 tab sections in the back that I just went through. All right, if you have any questions, be sure to email me at planners@fortheloveofpi.com.